next topic we have is plant succession. Okay, here we get 4-5 questions from here probably. Plant succession. Now we will talk about we'll break the term and we'll know what is the actual meaning of what. Plant, we know the plant material. Okay, now when we come to the word succession, what is succession? It is nothing but it is the natural process by which the same locality is colonized, or it is a natural process. Now, what type of natural process it is? The same locality is being colonized by different communities in a particular different communities of plant in a particular area or particular time is called as succession. Means the same by which a natural process by which same locality becomes successively colonized by different communities of a plant. So, different communities of a plants. Different communities of plants occurring in same area, same locality or area is called as succession. So, if there is, for example, when we talk about plant community, we can say that plant community is of dynamic system. It keeps on changing, it keeps on modifying with the changing environment or changing temperature or climatic conditions. So, when it is changing, it will change, the changes in the environment will lead to the changes in the community development, community behavior or the growth where it is occurring, the atmosphere where it is occurring. So, here this modification will lead to the changes in the particular plant community. So, here in this case, if the certain changes goes on in a particular area, because of the environmental condition, there are n number of changes going on, different communities are coming and there is lot of modification in the plant communities occurring. So, that type of succession or that type of process is called as plant succession only in a given particular area, same area, but different communities are being colonized because of changes in the environment, because of the modification going on, topographic conditions, it may be climatic conditions or some other conditions, because of which there will be changes in the plant communities in that particular area only. So, that process is called as plant succession. Now, there is a process involved here. So, the process of succession, what will happen in the process of succession? First and the foremost will be, you will see the orderly change. The process of succession, the basic idea will be, the first and the basic procedure will be, you will see a change in the orderly pattern. Any change in the pattern of the arrangement of different plant communities in a particular area will be occurring in the orderly pattern. Orderly change will be occurring unless if it is disturbed by some outside factor. The same area will be showing the changes in the plant community or modifications will be done, but it will be in the order form, in an orderly pattern, unless and until it is disturbed by some outside factor. Okay. Second one is because of the physical environment, physical properties or physical environmental properties, you will see the succession results because of the changes or modifications which are occurring in the physical environment, like temperature, climate, all that will be leading to the formation of the changes in the plant succession. And third one is, it will lead to the formation of the climax ecosystem, or you can also call as climax stage, or we can also call this as ecosystem. What is the need or why we are studying succession? What will happen because of orderly changes occurring in a particular area, or because the modification of whatever is occurring in a particular area, different communities of a plant are occurring in the same locality, are being colonized, either maybe because of physical environment. Ultimately, what is the basic idea behind it? That a total ecosystem will reach to this modification will ultimately lead to a stable condition of ecosystem. There will be stability in all the levels of the ecosystem, and that may also be called as the climax stage. So, this climax stage will have different stages during succession. Those stages are called as, during the process of reaching the stable condition, this climax stage will go upon through different stages of succession, and those are called as the seral stages. Means each stage is called as seer. These are important. So, what is this? The different stages during succession in an ecosystem, different stages during succession is called as seral stages, and individually the seer is nothing but for successive stages in area for successive stage. For example, one stage is there, first phase, second stage, third stage, one type of modification has come, next second, third. So these stages are called as serial stages, and one unit, one phase is called as a seer. Singly, if it is called singular form, it is seer, and this will be nothing but the successive, each stage at the process occurring during the process of succession. Okay, one stage to another stage. So each successive phase is used for all the successive serial stages of an area is called as seer singularly. Okay, this is about the process of succession. Now, if next topic we are having is kinds of succession. How many kinds of successions are there? Now, if it is a kinds of succession, basically there are two types of succession. First one is called as primary succession, and another one is called as secondary succession. Okay. Now, where does it start? What is succession means? Basically, succession starts with the bare area. Then it will start getting colonizing. It will continue, modify and develop and grow different communities in particular area, right? So totally that is the process of succession. Now in different ways, if the succession is occurring on plain area, or if it is occurring in the existing community, on the basis of that there are two types of succession, that is called as primary succession and secondary succession. So in primary succession, if the succession that begins on the bare area, or an area where there is nothing is previously unoccupied area, means when succession start, the area is plain, nothing is grown, nothing is there, it is a bare area, then that type of succession is called as primary succession. If it is a secondary succession, it is a succession where it occurs in a site which is having previously developed area, means already there is primary succession is going on, already there is some development of trees, some vegetation, some animals are already there existing. In that, if we are undergoing colonization of different plant communities in that particular area, and then that type of succession is called as the secondary succession. These areas are biologically fertile areas. And hence they are responsible for the responsible for the reproduction of the plant life in that particular area. So what is this? If it is occurring in the bare area, means in the plain area where there is no point of vegetation, is primary succession. If there is a succession occurring in the already existing area, then that is called as secondary succession or biologically fertile succession. Now this primary and secondary succession may be of different types on the basis of the area in which they are occurring. So first one will be either it may be halloseer. If it is occurring in the salty soil, if the succession is occurring in the salty soil, it is called as halloseer. If it is in the form of water, it is called as water, aquatic water, anything. If it is there, then it is called as hydroseer. Xeroseer in xeric conditions in desert areas, and if it is pasmoseer, it is if it is occurring in the sandy habitat. So primary and secondary succession can be of different types on the basis of the area where it is occurring. If it is occurring in the salty soil, it is halloseer. If it is in aquatic habitat water, then it is hydroseer. If it is in xeric condition, it is xeroseer, and pasmoseer when it is occurring in the sandy soil. Next one is lithoseer is also there. Where do we see the lithoseer? Lithoseer is a type of succession which is occurring in the rock crevices. The lithoseer is one which is occurring on the rock surfaces. Succession occurs on the rock surfaces. Okay. Next one is you are having autogenic succession. What is autogenic succession? There is a succession occurring. Autogenic succession is a type of succession if it is occurring because of the internal coaction of the community itself. Internal coaction of community itself. Next one we are having is third type of succession, that is autogenic succession. If this type of succession occurs when there is an internal coaction of the community within itself and there is no interference of the outside factors, then that is called as autogenic succession. And fourth one is allogenic succession. If there is an involvement or interference of the succession is affected by largely by outside disturbances, is called as allogenic. If the plant succession is disturbed by outside disturbances, is called as like fire or for like some storm, all this, then that type of succession is called as allogenic succession. These are important for your multiple choice definition wise. Okay. Primary succession, if it is occurring in the bare area. Second is succession occurring when there is already existence of primary succession. These are of different types. Halosphere, if it is occurring salt soil. Water aquatic, it is hydrosphere. In xeric condition, desertic area, xerosphere, pasmosphere, sandy soil, and lithosphere on the rock surface. And autogenic succession is a type of succession when there is an internal coaction between the community, its plant communities itself, and when there is no interference of the outside disturbances. And allogenic succession is a type of succession which is occurring because of the large amount of occurrence of outside disturbances, like maybe a huge fire or huge storm occurring. So then because of that also you will see the modification or occurring of the succession in a particular area. So that type of succession is called as the allogenic succession. Next one more is there, that is called as heterotropic succession. This is called as heterotropic succession. This is also very important. It is characterized by the early dominance of all the heterotrophs, fungi, bacteria and animals, and this is succession which is occurring in an area which is rich in organic matter, organic material, and the example for this will be water bodies containing sewage, litter, etc. can be taken as an example for water bodies having sewage, litter, all that examples for heterotrophic succession. So a type of succession where there is early dominance of heterotrophs like bacteria, fungi and animal are called as heterotrophic succession. So these are the different kinds of succession. Next we have is what are the different causes because of which succession occurs. So the causes of succession. What are the causes of succession? Right, we have studied what is succession, what are the procedure of succession. Next, what are the types of succession we have studied. Now we will study about causes of succession. Now here as mentioned earlier, the succession starts on a bare area, right? Now these may be affected by certain factors like climatic factors, topographic factor and biotic factors. Okay. Now when we talk in terms of climatic factors, we will take into consideration certain factors like wind, like drought, like lightning and hails and storms. So during climatic factors we can say that these produce mostly these changes in the climate will produce mainly secondary bare area. Secondary bare area means it will spoil the first initial area and it will lead to the formation of secondary bare area by destroying the existing area on which the succession have started. Now when it comes to wind, what it will do? Wind will be helpful in killing the weaker species. It kills weaker species. And here next when it is a drought condition, it will be because of the climatic condition we see that there is an development of secondary bare area because of the changes in the climate we see that the area which is already existing there will get destroyed. Now when it comes to the wind, it will be helping in eliminating the plant vegetation. Elimination of plant vegetation will be occurring. And if it is a drought area or drought condition is there, it will be helpful in destroying the weaker vegetation. It will destroy the weaker vegetation. If it is coming in the form of lightning, it will lead to causing a fire in the forest. And in case of hails and storms, it will lead to the killing of all the previous vegetations which is already existing in that area. that will be it. So if it is a climatic factor which leads to the succession, it may be either wind. Because of huge winds, it will lead to the elimination of total plant vegetation which is existing. If it is a drought, it will remove or it will suspend the growth of weaker vegetation. If it is a lightning, because of excessive lightning in forest areas or that, it will lead to the fire in the forest and total vegetation will be burned. And if it is a hails or storms, heavy storms, all that, it will totally take away the old vegetation which is already existing. So this might cause the climatic factors which may lead to the processing of new succession there. Next is topographic factor. Now topographic factors is nothing but, as the name itself indicates, it is concerned with the changes in the soil, changes in soil changes, any type of modification which are occurring in the soil. The process which is mostly this type of process mostly produce the primary bare area. Means because as it lead, because of excess of flood, excess of rain, all that, what will happen, the base area will be flooded away. So here it will lead to the secondary bare area development, it will lead to the changes in the primary bare area. In here this will lead to the establishment of the changes in the both soil factors, in the habitat, in the growth of the plant. Now here the erosion of topsoil will be occurring by either wind or because of gravity or because of volcanoes, all those we will see the erosion of topsoils. And one more factor is, it will also lead to the deposition of the soil factors because of some storms, because of some glaciers, and because of water, wind, etc. So there are two possibilities: either it may throw away the total top layer of the soil because of volcanoes, because of heavy wind, all that, or because of some glaciers or some storm, it will take this top layer fertile to the other area and it will help in the deposition of soil particles of one area towards the other area. Next, another one is you are having is biotic causes or biotic factor. This is emergence of land from the biotic factors. Here these are also one of the important characters for the plant succession. Biotic factors are also helpful for the production of secondary bare area. These are also helpful for the production of secondary bare area. It will be helpful in the growth of the habitat. Like for example, the three components of biotic factors we can study is man. So what man will do? Man is basically, as he is become more socialized, he is becoming he is destroying the vegetation, he is killing the forest, he is spoiling the vegetation, he is making use of buildings, he is doing farmings, all that. So he is basically at maximum percentage he is trying to destroy the normal nature. Next is animals. It is helpful in overgrazing of the animal species, is also one of the factors which may lead to overgrazing of overgrazing the plant species by animals, is also one of the factors which leads to the succession. And another one is bacteria and fungi. What it will do? This bacteria and fungi will be leading to the elimination of all the eliminating the plant species, either by causing some diseases, bacterial diseases or fungal diseases in the plant species, because of which the elimination of plant species will occur, and this all may ultimately lead to the occurrence of the succession, right. So these are the three factors: climatic factors which lead to the formation of secondary bare area, wind, drought, lightning, hails and storms. Topographic factor, basically those are soil changes, give rise to primary bare area. It may lead either erosion of topsoil or deposition of soil particles in that area. Next, in biotic factor, it will affect the vegetation and produce the secondary bare area in a habitat, and man may be destroying the vegetation, animals by grazing the plant species, bacteria and fungi eliminating the plant species by causing some bacterial and fungal diseases. Now, after this we have some definition types, like in the whole process of succession you come across the whole process of succession come across certain words. So that words may come for your entrance, like next topic will be the process of succession. Next we are supposed to talk about the whole general process of plant succession. Okay, what are the processes involved in the whole plant succession, right. So here when we study the whole process of plant autotrophic succession will be occurring or will be completed through a series of sequential stages in a form. Reach a climax stage, from the point 1 to the climax stage, it will undergo through a number of sequential stages which are followed, which are given here. First one is nudation. Next is invasion. Invasion is of again three types: migration, echysis, aggression. Next one is competition. Next reaction. Next climax stage. Now we will talk in detail one by one. So what is nudation? When Nudation is the development of the bare area without any sort of existence of any invaded without any form of life, means a plain area where there is no life existing. It is a bare area, plain area where there is no exist, without the bare area without any life is called as nudation, and this is brought about by several climatic and biotic factors which are there. These may also lead to the starting point of succession, like primary succession. We said primary succession occurs in bare area. So nudation is a process where the succession starts the development of the bare area without any life existing there, and these changes may occur because of some climatic and biotic factors. The primary succession starts at the nudation stage. Next one is invasion. Once the bare area is formed, it is soon bare area without life. Now once the bare area is formed, what will happen? Immediately when we get the land, we start to grow there. So the invasion are invaded by different types of organisms. They grow, they develop, they flower, they germinate, right? Different types of animals come, they occupy that area, they start to grow. So in this process of invasion, we come across three words called as migration. So when a bare area is available, we occupy that area and we start to grow there, stay there, develop there. So in that process, migration. So as we said earlier, migration is, this is the arrival of n number of animals from outside environment, n number of birds from outside environment, or n number of seeds, fruits, or something, pollen grains, all that may come because of some climatic factors, wind, light, something, rain, and that come and invade in that particular bare area and germinate and develop. Next, echesis. Echesis is the establishment of pioneer of a new area. Pioneers, establishment of pioneers in a new place is called as echesis. Establishment of pioneers in new places. In new places. Echesis means the establishment of the pioneers in the new places. In this process, it will come across the three processes called as germination, it will come across growth, and it will come across reproduction. So echesis is the process. It is migration, means invasion of all the other things from outside, either seeds, fruits, pollen grains, animals, birds. In that particular bare area, they will come from outside, they stay there and try to grow. Now echesis is, after coming into that new area, the establishment of the pioneers of new species. Now when they came from outside, they start growing. So the process of growth involves germination. They should undergo germination, they should undergo growth, they should undergo reproduction and produce their offsprings, right? That process is there. Now aggregation, it follows echesis. Now in this process, here after getting established in that pioneer area, this will show the development. They may develop, flowers may be developed, fruits may be developed, seeds may be developed. Now totally they get established there and they start developing. They give fruits, they multiply, they divide, they reproduce. All that process will come under aggregation. So once a bare area without life is found, next invasion is, next we are entering into that bare area, then we are migrating from some different areas, then we are trying to establish the pioneers, next we are trying to germinate, we are trying to develop into the, and now increase the number of species by either germination or reproduction or multiplication, whatever is there. Next comes the, when the total area is known, it is occupied, it is being grown there, established. Now comes the competition of the species. Now the aggregation of large number of individuals will lead to the competition between the individuals for the space, food, shelter and the area where they are living. That type of competition existence is called as the competition, which may also lead to the succession in a plant. Now next one is, if there is a changes, reaction. What is reaction? Changes brought about by the colonizers in that area. Changes by colonizers, changes that are brought about by colonizers. in that area is called as the reaction. Any changes which are occurring because of the like whatever the colonies they are there in that particular area, if they show any sort of changes during their process of growth, then that type of changes are called as reactions. Now after all these stages, these all will lead to a stable stage, that is called as the climax stage, after which there is no further development, no reduction, nothing. So that stage is called as the climax stage. After undergoing nudation, invasion, migration, echesis, aggregation, competition, reaction, then it will lead to a stage called as the climax stage. It is also called as the stable ecosystem. It is the whole process of, after the whole process of succession, it will lead to the stabilization of the vegetation, stabilization of plant communities in that particular area. It means it is the final stage. After that there will be no further step taken. So that stage is called as the climax stage. Here the serial committees, so these are the different processes of plant succession. So these all are important. What is nudation, invasion, migration, echesis, aggregation, this is competition, reaction and climax stage. So these are very important for your multiple choice question. It will maintain a complete harmony between the environmental factors and the biological factors and the climatic factors, and helps in the growth of the vegetation. Now this climax formation or stable ecosystem formation is totally controlled by the climatic factors. Which one? This one is controlled by totally by the climatic factors. So those types are called as, if it is climatic factor, then it is called as climatic climax. The whole climax stage will be affected by the climatic factors, then that is called as the climatic climax. So these are the different processes which are involved in the plant succession. These all will be asked for your multiple choice questions. With this we end up with your plant succession chapter.